Hi guys, welcome back to the Frenemies podcast. This is Rad and I am Meg.
And this is the relationship advice you wanted. We posted a story on our page asking you guys to ask us for any advice for your relationship. And these are some of the questions we got. This is just a declaration.
Yeah.
Neither of us
Yeah.
are mental health professionals.
Yeah, we are not equipped to do this. This is just our opinion and you asked for it. So let's get into it.
And if you're in a dangerous situation, please go to a professional, go to the authorities. This is not meant to solve any problems. This is our opinion.
Yeah, let's get into it. How to make long distance work and how to control your emotions and be secure.
If I knew how to make long distance relationship
actually-
work, I would not be single right now. But here's my take on it though, on long distance relationship. I just think it can work as long as it's something that you have an end goal for. Like if it's something that you know you're going to be in the same place, even if it's after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years, if you're going to be in the same vicinity, in the same country, in the same city, then it can work. But if it's like hopeless where you don't know if the other person's ever going to be in the same
Yeah.
city as you, which was me and Arnav, we didn't know if we're ever going to be living in the same
Yeah.
place, then it's a bit of a lost cause, you know. And when it comes to like insecurities or security, being secure in general, I just think insecurities are something we have inherently, which is something that we are born with, and it's something that we inculcate in ourselves. And the best thing you can do is just to trust your partner and to not let it get the worst of you. If somebody is going to cheat, they're going to do it whether
Regardless,
or not
yeah.
you call them 100 times, whether or not you check their phone, whether or not you tell them that they shouldn't because it would break you, etc., etc. If it's something that they're going to do, then it's something that they're going to do. And the best thing to do is to trust your partner. Let them have friends, let them go out, let them do their own thing. You're meant to be an individual that functions as a unit.
Besides in being in a relationship.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who forget about themselves and start being the person that the other person wants.
Do you think that's you?
Not right now.
Not
Maybe I
like-
was.
You were, I mean,
I
obviously-
was, but now I've realized that this is not something that's gonna get me anywhere in life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, no, I have to be there for myself before I'm there for anyone else. Because in
Yeah.
the end, I'm just like doing things in a relationship, like giving, and then I'm like, there's no point of it because you can't change a person. No matter what
Yeah.
you say, a person's gonna be how they are.
But also, you've been in a semi-long distance arrangement that was Mumbai and Nasik, right?
Yeah.
Was that difficult to navigate? Because I've only ever done like a different country.
yeah.
But I've never really done an intercity situation. So is that hard as well?
I think it's hard when you're not in the same city, like anywhere, because it's like a 3-hour distance to travel anyway. But
It's
we were
still
not-
doable.
It's doable.
It's the same
It's like
state.
if I'm sick, he can always come.
Yeah.
If he's sick, I can always go. But when
Yeah.
something like that, like an 18-hour, 24-hour flight that you have to take, which seems next to
It's
impossible.
a lot of money. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time. You can't just
You
fly
can't
for the
leave.
weekend.
Yeah, you can't just leave everything and go for it.
Yeah. And I also think that, at least for me, being in a relationship is about companionship. And if you don't have companionship, if you don't have someone to live your life with on a daily basis, that doesn't mean you're supposed to be stuck together and do
Yeah.
everything together.
Like just no big
and not have a
moments.
break and not go on your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
vacation. No, 100% do that.
Like it's your birthday or your
No,
anniversary.
but also the small moments, because I feel like I had the big moments. We did the anniversaries, we
Yeah.
did the birthdays, we did the New Year's, the Christmas, all of it. But sometimes you kind of just want someone who's there at home cooking with you, and it's not an occasion.
Yeah.
Because in a long distance relationship, everything becomes an occasion. It's oh my God, today we are going to be at home cooking. So let me put candles because God knows when I'm going to be doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know, today we are going for this dinner. So let me wear this one dress that I've been saving for the last 3 years because God knows when we're going to be
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
And
Because you have to do so many things because you are with each other for like a month.
yeah,
And then you're like, oh, we have to make up for the 6 months we did not need.
yeah,
So you're like, आज ये करते, वो करते, ये करते, सब एक
Yeah.
साथ कर लेंगे.
yeah.
But you have to plan everything in that.
You live your vacations together. You
Yeah.
know, if I went to LA, it's a vacation for me. I could have gone there 100 times, but it would still be a vacation for me. It's not my home. I would still be like, acha, idhar main nahi gayi hu. And everything just becomes an occasion, so you kind of lose the normalcy of life.
Yeah.
You know, that, acha, chalo, aaj, let's just go grocery shopping. Because even when Arya and I would go grocery shopping, it would be such an occasion that I must sit in a trolley and he must push me together like they do in movies. It's never like, haan, theek hai, ye to roz karte hai type, which is what I think you just lack in a relationship. I have 2 boyfriends and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm connected to the both of them.
How do you find 2? Firstly, I'm not able to find 1 here.
Maybe one you should just give to Meghna and then that way
Yeah.
your problem
Both,
is solved.
both
her
the problems are
is-
solved. Well, that's clearly not a right thing.
You can be connected with 2 people.
Okay.
Connected. She said connected. You can be connected to 2 people.
It's just
Is
leading
everyone-
the other person on. Basically.
I have a question. Is everyone aware of this arrangement?
Yeah.
Like, is it
I don't
like,
think so.
do the both of them know that there's another person involved? If yes, then this is something they are signing up for, which is a conscious decision they are making. If not, then obviously, I mean, just don't cheat and lead someone on. Why are you laughing?
I'm thinking about a friend that is in a similar situation.
No way.
What should be an absolute deal breaker if you want to settle with someone long term? Oh, like abuse.
That's the absolute deal breaker? Nothing in between?
Like there are a lot of things, but like absolute physical, mental, emotional abuse. Because a lot of people are like, I know a lot of people that are in a relationship because they want to make it work, but because there's so much love involved, they're like, it's okay, they'll change. That never happens. So if it happens once, get out of it because it's going to happen again.
It's not just if it would happen again. I just think nobody should be ever kind of making their peace with being abused.
Yeah,
Nobody should
exactly.
be thinking that this is the new normal or that this is how it works and
It
that
doesn't
he or she was just insecure so it happened or he or she was just angry so this
These are all
happened.
the traits of a narcissistic person.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh no, it's okay. Because he is the way he is or she is the way she is, I have to deal with it. You do not have to deal with abuse,
Yeah.
no matter what.
I think any form of disrespect would also be an absolute deal
Disrespect,
breaker.
dishonesty, all comes together when it comes to abuse because the other person's obviously insecure and they are projecting their insecurities on you,
Yeah.
and it's not, nobody deserves that.
Yeah. I think with disrespect, the thing is it can happen like every single day and sometimes you don't even realize that it's disrespect because you just think that it's a joke or it's just something that someone said in the heat of a moment. But disrespect is not something that anyone should ever take because if they don't respect you as a human being, as an entity, then what's the point? Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't see your value?
And usually they do this in a group of people and they're nice to you when you're alone in person.
Yeah.
A lot of people
A lot of people
that.
do that. Yeah, they make
And
fun
they're
of
like,
you.
oh,
in front
but
of
I
their
am
friends.
this person. I don't mean it.
Me and my ex are still in contact because I gifted him a cat. And because I'm still in contact, I feel guilty talking to someone new. I feel like this happens a lot.
Everyone.
Right?
I think this happens to everyone.
Not the gifting a cat bit, but
like gifting, or it's not even gifting. It's just that you give so much of your relationship and then you're like, oh, maybe this is not working out anymore. But because there is nothing from the other end, but you keep trying, and then you find someone else who's giving you the attention that you wanted your partner to give.
But you still feel guilty because you feel
feel
like you're
guilty.
still like, I feel like if you're still in constant touch with your ex, you can kind of feel guilty about seeing someone else because the lines can get blurry and you can feel like, it gives you hope, I feel like.
It's so important to have a conversation, to communicate with the person rather than just dealing with it yourself.
Yeah.
That sometimes when you're like, oh no, I can deal with it and I'll get over it because I don't want to hurt the person.
Yeah.
So you keep doing it and then you don't realize when you cross the line.
Yeah. Yeah. But how does this person get over? Like, that was their question.
Stop talking to your ex.
Yeah, I would say this.
Why he's your ex for a reason,
But
because things
she
didn't work out.
gifted him a cat. So she obviously still wants to be involved.
Cat's life.
Yeah, Of course. Excuse me,
But
you
I
don't
think-
have a pet. Pets are the world, mean the world to us.
I know.
This sounds like a joint custody kind of a problem. And
Yeah.
I would say it should be your visits to your ex, or, if you want to meet your cat, should be very
limited.
Limited, and it should be, it should be like subject driven,
Yeah.
like if you're going to meet your cat, then spend that time with them, have drop offs involved where the cat is with you for a while. And stuff like that, and still know that this relationship is very much over. My relationship with the cat is not.
Yeah.
His relationship with
That's
the
what
cat
happens
is
when
not.
people also get divorced and
Yeah.
they have a kid together.
100%.
They are involved in the kid's life and they have their separate lives as well.
Yeah,
So I think
100%.
we should do that.
I think just having boundaries
It's
would
so
help.
important. It generally in any relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. I got engaged to the guy I love and it broke off in a few months. I don't know how to do life anymore. I can't even think of moving on. I still love him.
I mean, some details would have been nice. Why
Yeah, I
did
don't
it
know why
break
did you
off,
break- It's like one-sided story that you are sad and broke it off. Maybe there's
Yeah.
a deeper reason to it.
But I think you can always move on. Anybody and everybody can always move on.
Yeah, it's in the moment you think, oh my God, what now? You've lived your life alone for so long. And people grow apart. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just not, that doesn't make anyone like a bad person or anything.
Yeah.
You just move on.
Yeah, and also, I mean, everybody deals with loss, right? Like you lose a parent, you lose a child, you lose a friend, you lose people die,
Yeah.
and that's just something that, of course, it hurts, and it's, of course, something that is gonna be very difficult to accept and understand, but it's
Life goes on,
Yeah, life kind of goes on, and I think that's also like the meaning of life, that it just goes on,
Yeah, I think it seems tough for now. But
I remember when I was like my first breakup, I thought I'm never gonna get over the person. I thought I'm dead.
that's all your childish love, hand holding.
Yeah.
The first time you realize what love is.
Yeah. But every time I fall in love, it feels like it would be the last time.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
you fall.
not.
Yeah, but
So you fall in
always
love
fall
again,
again.
and life goes on. Just make sure you have your own routine and your own identity and your own things that you would like to do, your own
you
hobbies.
have your own set of friends that you can talk to about
Yeah.
this, and they'll get you out of it.
Yeah. How does one get a girlfriend without talking to girls?
I feel like I relate to you because I don't talk to guys, and I suddenly
You
wanna,
talk to guys.
I said I don't talk in a way where I want to marry you.
Yeah, you talk in a way that
I want to do that, but I don't talk. I'm just like, I feel like in my life, in my relationships, I give too much too soon. And I keep doing that. I know, I realize I'm not in denial. But I keep doing the same thing again. I'm like, एक हफ्ते में he'll know the kind of person I am.
उसका क्वेश्चन था वो बात नहीं कर पा रहा है तो वो
मैं-
कैसे करे तुम अपने ऊपर पहुंच गई हो. But of course, if you're like unable to talk to a specific gender because of your fear of whatever, whether it's rejection,
yeah.
or anything else, then I would say like treating that part of your personality first would be like the first step, the initial step.
You should actually go on blind dates.
भाई वो बात ही नहीं कर पा रहा
सोच
है.
वो डेट, अगर एक मिनट वो किसी का डिनर पे गया हुआ है, सामने बंदी बैठी है, बात नहीं करेगा, अपना खाना खाएगा.
हाँ वही तो बोल रहा है.
Try कर. Blind date. Ask your friend to set you up with a girl and not tell you because blind date.
And not tell you, तो वो पहुंचेगा कैसे वहाँ पे?
As in blind date, not tell you who the person is.
Oh, like that. Maybe I should do that to you.
And should do that to yourself. Do you believe in right person, wrong time? Explain why and why not, please.
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
This.
I think I've met a bunch of people who were the right people, but I just met them at the wrong time. Had I met them 5 years earlier, 5 years later, when I had the like emotional maturity to be able to understand them, or that they had to understand me, then it would have probably worked out. But that's not what our lives had in plan for us.
Sometimes what happens is from both sides.
Yeah.
Say I've gotten out of a toxic relationship, or I got out of a relationship that doesn't work out, and I'm so not ready to get into another one. But you meet the person and he's giving everything that you want, but you are not ready for it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh my god, my walls are so high up again.
Yeah.
Because I am not ready to be in a relationship. And then the person eventually, because there was nothing, no spark,
Yeah.
but he was a nice person, but you told them that, I can't do this because I just got out of a relationship.
Yeah.
You are amazing. It's me, it's not you.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then you lose out on that person as well. So it happens
Yeah,
that
that's the right person, wrong
yeah,
time. You
yeah.
just weren't ready to kind of accept
And then
that love and give that
and
love.
when you are ready, that person is probably already in a relationship or
Yeah.
just involved with someone else.
I dated a guy for 5 years. He left me because he fell out of love and cheated. I'm suicidal with no help. Firstly, I would say please seek professional help if you're suicidal, because this is obviously something that's bothering you, and I don't think you should be dealing with it by yourself or asking us who are not like mental health professionals
Yeah.
who are equipped to deal with this. But I will give you my solicited advice. I think people fall out of love, and I think that's a very that's something normal that can happen. It obviously doesn't have to happen in every relationship.
And know that it's not your fault.
Yeah, people fall out of love because of various things. They've changed as a person, you've changed as a person, circumstances have changed, they've grown, you've grown, whatever. You know, and if they cheated, then there was obviously that's something that they thought they needed to seek out of the relationship, which has nothing to do with you. That is an individual journey pertaining only to that person. If you get cheated on,
It's not your fault.
it's never your fault. No matter what somebody says to you, the action of cheating is never your fault. It can be explained, it can never be justified. Somebody can explain to you where they were coming from when it happened, and that explanation can be, oh, I'm just an asshole who likes to sleep with multiple people. That's fine. That's an explanation. That's not a justification. It does not make it right. It does not make it wrong. It's just an explanation. But know that that had nothing to do with you. You could have been, and I know that people feel like, because I've been cheated on, I have been the person who someone else has cheated on someone else with, and I have cheated in a relationship as well. And as all three of those people, I can tell you that it's nobody's fault except for the cheaters. And it can make you feel like you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you're not interesting enough, you're not funny enough.
I probably think that they thought it's an easy way out of the relationship, where because she's not going to take him back if he cheats, because they try the good ways, and you're like, okay, I have to find a solid reason that the person actually moves on.
That can happen for some people, I feel, but I also think that anybody who cheats is seeking something
That they didn't find in the relationship.
not just didn't find in a relationship, that they're perhaps seeking something different, you know, and that doesn't make it right. Please, by no means am I saying it makes it right. I'm just saying that, and it can be anything, you know, that explanation can, like I said, just be that, oh, I'm not interested in my partner. I don't like my partner. I don't love my partner. I don't give a fuck. This is who I am. Whatever.
That's
but just know
reason
it's,
that you shouldn't
Yeah.
deal with something like this.
just know that it's not you.
Yeah.
And if you are suicidal because of this, I definitely think you need medical intervention. You need therapy to be able to deal with this, because this is not something you should be going through alone. And I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not, because you said you're suicidal, but I hope you feel better.
You deserve better.
I feel really weird right now.
Yeah. Why am I jealous of my boyfriend spending time with this male BFF? I hate this. Please, please help. I think this is a very young relationship where the boys play video games together and you're like, oh, why is he spending so much time with this boy?
Yeah.
But boys are boys. This is not a man. He's a boy.
No, and I think what you're also probably jealous of is the fact that he's not spending that time with you, and you feel like that time that is being spent with another human being can be spent with you instead. But people have different avenues of life. Like you can't really replace the boys and they can't replace you. It's just like...
Yeah, I'm sure the other boy also thinks the same. But he's not saying it out loud because they're like, okay, I am okay with the quality time that I get.
Yeah.
And you should also be okay with the quality time that you get. Yeah, there's some things that you can't, like, he doesn't, say for example, he's talking to his boys about you, but there are things that he can't talk to you about because they don't.
या
And
वो
it's
अब ये
not a
थोड़ी
bad
बोलेगा
thing.
हाँ हमारी रिलेशनशिप में ये प्रॉब्लम है तो
Problem
तू
नहीं, अच्छी
बता
बात है.
क्या
Like, I'm
करे
just like good things.
Yeah.
That she did something, but they're like too, like I shouldn't tell her.
Yeah.
If I tell her, she won't do it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So all the cute things also and the negative things also. But it's fine. You get your own time and he gets his own time.
Yeah.
And I think,
It's fine. He's
Yeah.
gonna get bored.
yeah.
Boys are boring.
Yeah. He'll come back to you eventually.
If I make out with another girl, does it count as cheating on my boyfriend?
Oh, no.
The expert of making out with girls will tell you.
If he's insecure about it, because we've had a friend in a relationship
Oh my god, I
who
know
was
who this
really
is.
insecure about her kissing girls. And she was scared to death of him. And she's like, oh, what do I do? But
But
it
was
depends.
she interested in kissing girls?
As in, it's not interested. It's like you're drunk and you love the person so much. It's like a peg. It's not like you're making out. Did she say she wants to make out with a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're bisexual. And your boyfriend should know it. Maybe he'd be just interested in a threesome. And it can work out for both of you.
So in my experience, because I've seen like a lot of girls kissing other girls, like just affectionately, I feel like the partner, the boy almost always doesn't have a problem with it because they don't think it's cheating. So I feel like it's very subjective and I think you should just
Depends
ask
on
your
the boy,
partner
yeah.
if they are comfortable with it, like, you
Or
know.
just do it once and know if he's okay with it or not.
Well, if not, it'll make for an interesting fight.
Or you won't do it again and you have your answer.
Like Meghna.
But a lot of men are like,
I think
happy.
that, yeah, I think they're super turned on by it.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
think
like,
it's something that they usually
Yeah.
it can completely be something that they have a problem with.
Yeah.
And I think it's also one of those things where if you are bisexual, they are likely to have a problem with
Yeah,
it. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like if
if the partner knows.
yeah, of course. Like
Then
if
of
we're
course they have a
dating and I
problem.
am bisexual,
it's just
then
like-
you would have a problem.
Yeah. It's just like this question is so open-ended because I don't know the history behind your relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do in a relationship, and this is just a question saying, oh, I have this question. Should I do it or not? I don't know. I was drunk and I hugged this girl tightly one day, and now she wants my D. How do I politely say no?
But I want to hug this guy. Why does she want his D after hugging him once? I really want to see what the fuss is about. Like what?
And why are you saying no?
How do you politely say no?
You don't.
No, you please say no if you want to say no.
We can have actually multiple points to this. See one by one what you think. Like one-liners.
Okay, if you've just hugged her once, that means she's obviously not like a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
So just say you're dating someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just interested in someone else.
Yeah.
But because now that he has to make up a girlfriend that he's dating someone else. Or,
He's gay.
I'm sure she knows.
She just felt it once. How will she know?
So clearly he's not gay. Because he...
Yeah, firstly, if she hugged you once and she wants it,
maybe the
are
problem
you
is
sure you weren't like a little excited when you hugged her? Because, you know.
She felt it.
Raksha Bandhan is coming up.
Yeah.
Just like prozone her.
Yeah. I only see you as a friend.
Sister.
Or...
My ex-boyfriend of 5 years cheated on me with my sister. Now, I already felt betrayed by my sister and boyfriend. However, now somehow my best friend is best friends with the same sister and apparently thinks that the whole best friend thing is okay and it shouldn't affect us. I don't know how I'm supposed to believe all of this is normal. What would you do?
Everyone has just drifted apart.
No, that's not true. The sister and the sister's best friend and the boyfriend clearly are still friends.
As in everyone is drifted apart from her. And they're friends. No.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why you should
firstly, it's not normal for your sister
to hook up with your boyfriend.
to hook up with your boy. Firstly, it's not even normal for your sister to hook up with your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. It's not the girl code.
Yeah.
So you're...
I would never hook up with any of her exes.
Or anything that I am
even
Related
interested in.
to, yeah.
I would never do that. So I just want you to know it's not normal, no
Yeah.
matter what your best friend says.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whatever you're thinking is right. It's not normal.
yeah, it's not normal, dude. And you don't need this negativity in
No,
your
no.
life. You don't need this. I mean, I know you can't cut ties with your sister, but I would say, like, give her some space so that she can see what she has done.
Done
Let her
wrong, yeah.
miss you.
Yeah.
Let them miss you. Let them see what they are missing out on while you do better and you
It's
live
so
your
easy
life.
to say this though.
Of course, it's easier said than done. Everything in the world is easier said than
Like
done.
you're saying it right now, but it's not going to be easy. Like anyone also in a toxic relationship, for example, it's so hard for them. It's toxic because it's so hard for the other person to get out of it because you're so attached.
Yeah.
So you say that, oh, don't do this. Maybe they'll come behind you. The chase is whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way. A lot of people are
Yeah,
like, oh,
but clearly here, all three of the people in her life are not really making an effort to be into her life. So in that case, it's obviously easy to kind of drift
Cut
away from
ties,
them and focus on herself, you know.
that's one thing you should do. Try to do.
Yeah, I think yeah, exactly. And just know that this is not normal, bro.
Yeah. Like we would never do it in our situation since you asked about us. Not even remotely interested. She says that she's interested in a guy, I will back off. I think I'm in love with my first cousin brother. The fuck should I do? Once again, this is not funny. Firstly, you will break a lot of hearts of your family and the people around you. And that's something you should consider, knowing it's your cousin.
Caring about other people is not something I would say you should consider, but you know, does he feel the same way? That's something you should consider.
I'm so confused.
I'm
right now.
so confused right now.
No, I think I would suggest there are so many boys in the world. Go for them. Don't go for your first family.
How
Get out
close-
of the house.
How close of a cousin is this?
First cousin.
That's like what mama ka beta
Yeah.
type. I don't know.
I think you should get out of your house
A lot more.
and meet other people.
What if the guy is amazing in bed and in life, but the face ain't it?
That's okay. Amazing in bed and amazing in life. I think that's the kind of people that I should also go for. Because if I keep going for looks and there's nothing happening, in the end, looks will fade away.
I think you should be attracted to your partner.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they are the most attractive person in the world.
Yeah.
You know, if you think that person is
Attractive
good
as
for
well.
you.
I feel like a lot of times, a lot of people around you would say that he's not attractive, but because of the personality and the kind of person that he is, probably you are attracted to him.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
As long as you're attracted to the person, it doesn't matter if his face is quintessentially good looking or not.
yeah.
It's just if you're attracted to it, bro, what else do you want? He's great in bed, he's great in life, whatever that means.
I think you should go for it
Yeah.
because eventually you'll grow old and even you will not look nice.
Is that why you keep going for looks?
That's why I'm like, let's get ugly together. My boyfriend is a Muslim and I'm a Hindu, and I've never really cared about religion differences. But he wants me to wear a burqa even though it's not something that I'm comfortable with because I'm a fashion girl. He also wants to get married full Muslim style, which is okay with me, but being a girl, I've always dreamt of my wedding. So I asked him to take 7 fairas with me as well as do the wedding that he wants. But he does not agree and said that he'll only marry me if I convert to Islam and follow all the rules I'm not comfortable with. Such strong impositions where I have no say at all, and I would like for him to treat me as an equal. He believes that as a man, what he says will be the way to go, and I can't do what I want because I'm a girl, and so I need to follow his saying and sit quiet because I love him. What do I do? Oh my god, there are so many things I want to say to this.
Yeah, same. Come on, start.
There's so many deal breakers in this relationship. Love is not everything.
No, also, this is not love, this is ownership. You
Yeah.
can't have so many impositions in someone and then be like, now if you do this, then I love you and I'll
but
marry you.
you really love me, so you'll do this for me.
What?
That doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and also, who the fuck is this guy who thinks that just because he's a man, he's always right?
Yeah, and who the fuck he's saying? because I'm a man, you'll do what I say, but because you're a girl, you'll shut the fuck up and listen to me. Excuse me.
I think this guy needs to meet us so we can like put some sense into him, because he clearly would need some.
Yeah, and then this question is so clear in itself.
Yeah.
We are fully okay with being a Muslim and a Hindu getting married.
100%.
And intercaste marriage is something we are down for and we would do it. But converting,
I mean, it's a choice. You know, if the question is not what is right or wrong, the question is it something you would want to do? If it's coming inherently, and for a lot of people, it does. You know, for a lot of people, it's okay, and that's that, and hence they can do it. For me, it's unthinkable to follow any religion. I am not a religious person, and I've said this time and again. I believe in all religions and no religion. I don't care about anybody's caste or class or
as long
finances.
as you're a nice person or like you make me happy, I think that works.
Fine.
Yeah.
But this guy is putting way too many conditions on his
And
love
even
for you.
before getting married, imagine the type of things he would do after marriage.
Yeah. And it's okay to kind of ask someone if they would be comfortable to have an Islamic wedding, to have, to wear a traditional outfit. But if the other person is like, no, this is not who I am, then you have to
And
love
I
and
think she's
respect
kind of
them.
okay with it. She's like, okay, I will follow whatever your family needs, but you follow the same as my family
Yeah,
needs.
all
And
she's
she wants to
asking
do
for is like an
equality.
equal,
Yeah.
which this guy is clearly not comfortable with giving. I don't think you should even consider
Consider,
being, even in a relationship with a person like this. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't think of you as an equal based on your gender?
Yeah.
I really don't.
That's not love.
That's like not even a red flag. That's like a maroon as fuck flag for me. I'm getting married very soon, but I'm not feeling the proper connection with her. Please help. I'm already engaged to her. There was a huge gap between our engagement and marriage. So now that I got to know her, I'm just not feeling that proper connection.
Oh, was arranged engagement?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
yeah,
I mean, not that it's mentioned here.
I think it's better to just let the person know before getting into like getting married to them,
Yeah.
because that's something that it's gonna bother both of you because you're not happy and you are just making that girl unhappy.
Yeah, I had a friend who recently got married to someone that they did not want to get. Why are you laughing? I had a friend who recently got married to somebody that they did not want to get married to, but they did because of the circumstances involved. And I was just like, what a selfish fucking decision to make,
For that girl.
for that person.
Or like anyone who's involved in this wedding in general.
Firstly, you are unhappy, which should be a deal breaker for you. If you're not feeling the connection, if you're not feeling the love, and you still have an option, you know this before the marriage, before the wedding, then you can get out of it. But not only are you going to be unhappy, you are now going to make this person who is probably excited about getting married to you, has envisioned life with you, you're going to make that person so unhappy. How fucking selfish is that? Don't do that. They deserve better, you deserve better, everybody deserves better. Just remember, and again, I know it's easier said than done, people will get over the breaking of an engagement. 2 दिन लोग बात करेंगे, 2 महीने लोग बात करेंगे.
People are just afraid about, what will people think? No, people have a lot of other problems to think about. They'll forget about this problem. It's not something that is a deal breaker in their life.
Yeah.
They'll just move on. They'll be like, oh, yeah, they'll talk about it and they'll get over it.
यार लोग कितनी देर ही बात करते हैं. जब मैं भी किसी के बारे में गॉसिप सुनती हूँ, मैं कितनी देर बात करती हूँ. मैं थोड़ी देर बात करती हूँ, then I'm like, okay, fuck it, now what's next? What's next?
Yeah, now what's next?
और तुम मेरे ओपिनियन के बारे में या फिर as in किसी और के ओपिनियन के बारे में सोच रहे हो.
Yeah, it's something that you have to live with.
Yeah.
So don't
make that decision that will make you and other people so unhappy.
Yeah.
Get out of it, bro. People will get over it. As will you, as will she.
Yeah.
Just get out of it and be honest. Please don't make up some shitty lie. Just say that this is not it, and you can say it politely, but just say it.
Yeah.
Don't lead her on.
My boyfriend of 10 years, on and off after 6 years, is getting married in November. I don't know, so it came as a shock to me because I got to know about it through his brother's Instagram post. I haven't spoken to him ever since. Do you think I should fight with him for one last time? No.
What do you mean? I think.
You know, I cannot tell you.
Bring it up.
I think a lot of time what happens is it's the one-sided relationship where there is so much baggage. The other person doesn't give a fuck. You write long paragraphs, you say shit that, oh my god, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. The person who doesn't give a fuck will not give a fuck.
But you should still say your piece. Like, you should still say what you want to.
This is a circle. You keep doing that then.
The intent of it shouldn't be to get a reaction. The intent of it should be to say your piece. The minute you do something for a reaction, you'll always be disappointed because the reaction is never going to satisfy you.
And the reaction, you know what the reaction is going to be? He'll leave you unseen. And then you're like, oh fuck, why did I send the text?
Some experience we are talking with.
I know someone who does this. I'm like, why? She's like, I can't get out of it. I can't get out. He doesn't give a fuck. If he wanted to, he could. If he wanted to, he would. If the fact that he didn't tell you when he's getting married should say enough.
I think you should have a conversation and see हुआ क्या भाई. मतलब मैं तो interest से ही पूछ लूँ कि क्यों, क्या, कैसे हम 10 साल से साथ थे, फिर क्या हो गया.
सोचो इतने ऑन ऑफ थे, इतना टॉक्सिक होगा. अरे fuck it, नहीं करना ऑन, वापस शादी कर लेता हूँ किसी और के साथ.
नहीं यार, लोग बहुत रीजन की वजह से शादी करते हैं.
Family pressure.
This was our advice to you guys on the questions that you asked us for. And
before we end this, we just want to say this is our opinion. That's not something that you should fully consider, but consider it somewhere.
I mean, I
it's
think
something that we would do or not do.
Yeah, I think these would just be things that we would do if we were in a similar scenario. Of course, we didn't have all of the information. Yeah. But we answered it as truthfully as we could have. Yeah. So
we interpreted it in a way that this could be the scenario.
I hope you some of you seek professional help because you need it. Yeah, a little bit.
And please don't text him. Don't text her.
And don't have babies with your first cousin. Please.
Do not seek for validation every time.
Because
there's someone in your life who will love you for who you are. So move on from toxic bullshit because you will one day find someone.
It feels like something you're telling yourself.
I'm telling God, be a nice person and good things will come your way. I think that's it for now.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.
See you next time.